Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, come in again today. You're very, very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Julian Lennon. Yes, John Lennon's son, but well and truly has established a career in his own right. And here he sung Saltwater, a pretty, I suppose, confronting look at life. So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going from there to Julia Wells, who was born in 1935 in Surrey, UK. And as was discovered in a 2008 autobiography, she was actually born from an affair. And sure enough, around the start of World War II, her parents divorced and her mum ended up marrying Ted Andrews around 1940, and Julie Andrews, who we're talking about today, well and truly started to find that she had a bit of an artistic will. She was an artistic genius, incredible music, and although there was some troubled home life at the start because of poverty, things did stabilise as time got on. It was as early as the age of 10 that she was on stage with her parents singing, including with other child entertainers such as Petula Clark. Now, at the age of 12, Val Parnell discovered her and she did her professional debut singing at the London Hippodrome. And she did take on some very, very challenging pieces of music. Make no mistake, Julie Andrews has got one of the best voices of all time. Her voice is absolutely stunningly good. And she wasn't scared to take on the difficult stuff. In fact, she started to get rid of a career in 1950. She was done doing some shows for the BBC and the West End in London. In 1954, she was asked to be in The Boyfriend, which is a musical and was a massive hit for the West End, which then led on to Lerner and Lowe saying, hang on a minute, who's this Julie Andrews person? She might be just the person to take on Eliza Doolittle, My Fair Lady. My Fair Lady was a massive hit for Julie Andrews and for Lerner and Lowe, and My Fair Lady is considered one of the best musicals of all time. Eliza Doolittle was the rag to riches story, and to take on that Cockney accent with the compellingness that Julie Andrews was able to do was pretty good. So she was the initial Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady. So I thought we'd better get a bit of a live clip with that one. It was around the time that she was noticed by Richard Rodgers. Now, this is a massive being noticed right here. Rodgers and Hammerstein, some of the greatest musicals of all time written by these two. I'm going to get on to the thing you just have to talk about when you talk about Julie Andrews. But given the importance of this girl, we're going to actually split this one over two videos. But before that, there was the musical Cinderella. This was actually written for Julie Andrews for her to take on that key role, and this was actually broadcast on TV. Estimated in 1957, 107 million viewers tuned in to Julie Andrews doing her version of Cinderella. We've got a TV clip of Impossible there, her interacting with her fairy godmother. We love the story of Cinderella, don't we? We love the story of her finding happiness, absolutely. There was also a TV version of Camelot with Richard Harris. But in 1964, the world changed with the monster Disney hit. Now, we do know a bit of the story, Saving Mr. Banks, the amount of effort Walt Disney went to get the rights to bring this story to life. And it's over a 20-year period that the author ended up relenting a little bit to Walt Disney. She wasn't too happy with some of the scenes in Mary Poppins, which we're talking about today. But Mary Poppins was a monster hit, absolutely monster. It was made for around $6 million, but it grossed $103 million at the box office, as well as a staggering rental income around the world as well. Mary Poppins got 13 Academy Award nominations. and won 5 of those, including Best Actress, which was Mary Poppins. Of course, she was, Julie Andrews was Mary Poppins. She wasn't just Mary Poppins, she embodied Mary Poppins so well. And we all know the story of her and Dick Van Dyke, Bert, who was a chimney sweep, who kind of liked her a little bit, but it was never going to be anything more than that because of the characters and character development. You've got to hold your characters when you develop them. No matter how much you want to actually tinker around the edges, you've got to hold to your character development. Mary Poppins in her own right got an Academy Award, a Golden Globe and a Grammy Award for this particular performance. Mary Poppins is the story, obviously, of the rich family, the guy who works for the bank, the woman who was getting into the suffragette movement, and the children who were kind of getting forgotten. The whole myriad of grannies that had gone before Mary Poppins. Then writing the kids writing Secret Hope for the granny of their dreams, and the pieces magically coming together in Mary Poppins' hand. And you know, there's always little elements of magic and mystery of Mary Poppins. We don't know too much about her. All we know is that she just brings magic to life, and she actually managed to bring salvation to the Banks story, the Banks family. You know, there's certainly lots of interactions with jumping through paintings and dancing around ceilings and rooftops. We know how iconic the singing is in this particular movie. We know how amazing the dancing is. Stepping Time on the rooftop is absolutely stunning. What Julie Andrews was able to bring to this character was the fun, the firmness, a balance of those two things, but also the life of bringing this character to life. And Mary Poppins, well and truly, Julie Andrews, well and truly, you know, with this character to resonate with the world. So what we need to do is we need to get a couple of clips. Now, obviously, you know, when you think of Mary Poppins, there's many clips you could look at, but because this is about Julie Andrews, we've got to really typify her incredible variety of talent. First of all, we've got a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Now, interestingly, in the Saving Mr. Banks story, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, but at that particular time, the melody goes up. There's just something quite quirky and original about how this particular song is written. This really typifies what Mary Poppins' view of life does, and if you find every job has an element of fun, find the fun and the job becomes fun. We've got interactions with, you know, a bird, animated bird here. Julie Andrews is just so stunningly beautiful on screen as well, and this typifies her absolutely immense talent, absolutely incredibly. And also how the character endears herself to the children. You can just see how they're just getting more and more into her. Can't believe their luck with the nanny that's come to her into their world. Now, don't forget, she was a nanny, and it did create some tension with the family. Obviously, the banker was quite strict. But as we discovered down the track, when there was a run on the bank, you know, and his job's on the line, in fact, he loses his job, but he finds his family instead. So I've got a spoonful of sugar. We've got to have supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now try and spell that word. Who would have thought you could come up with a word such as this one? Well, the story did. This is quite a unique clip, because here we see live action going to animation. Now this is something that had not been done, and this is one of the reasons, this and the penguin scene, this is considered Walt Disney's crowning live achievement. In fact, it's so significant, Library of Congress put this one as a significant cultural feat. Absolutely. So here we've got Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke and Bert. They're going into the painting, and they're actually getting to the whole horse racing thing. There's all sorts of things going on. Of course, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is one of the biggest words going around, and to be able to get your hand around that word, keep the character going, interact with what is animation, and to do that so well is pretty good. And so there's so much about Julie Andrews in this scene which is so compelling. Her bringing life to the character, her dancing, her singing, the speed of this song as well. It is not an easy song to sing at all. Try and get your breath around these lines. So you've got to have Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now, probably one of my favourite Disney songs, really. I mean, obviously there are a few, but Beauty and the Beast is another beautiful song of Disney that I love, and I did that a little while ago. But Feed the Birds, Tough One's a Bag. Here we got a reflective Mary Poppins talking about, hey, you got some money, you can put it in the bank, or you could give it to the old lady who's pushing you to feed the birds. This is quite a turning point for the movie in many, many ways, and this is what made the Mary Poppins character so compelling, and that was, hey, look, it's not all about money. Feed the birds, toughens the bag, and it turns into a bit of a lullaby, as well as the two children go off to sleep with those words, feed the birds, in their dreams. And of course, as we know, that scene is a bit of a turning point for Mr. Banks, who ends up losing his job because there's a run on the bank. The whole and compelling scene when he's walking through the park at night, and the music of Feed the Birds, an absolutely stunning melody in many, many ways, beautiful orchestration, and he's going to face his doom. You know, they punch a hand through his hat, and all the rest of it. And so a very, very important song in many, many ways, because it really catapults the Banks family into a bit of chaos, but then obviously discover at the end into an absolutely beautiful ending of family being together finally. He gets his job back, which is pretty good. And of course, don't forget Dick Van Dyke's character, who was the old Mr. Dawes, as well, brings that character to life so well. And of course, we've got an ending of the family being together, Mr. Banks getting his job back, and everything just wending so well. And of course, the sad thing about Mary Poppins is she never hangs around to actually see the ending. She knows that her job is done because the family is together, and that's the whole reason a nanny exists, to do themselves out of a job. And so a beautiful, beautiful ending. They're all flying kites as well, which is a beautiful let's go fly kite. And of course, Dick Van Dyke's character, Bert, is the one selling those kites, just really capturing the whole essence of what is going on at the time. So we've got to have the ending scene where the umbrella is talking to Mary Poppins saying, hey, you can't fool me, you love these kids. But Mary Poppins, practically perfect, sails on her way. So we've got to have that ending in there as well. If Julie Andrews was not a household name before this movie, we'd had 107 million viewers for Cinderella. She absolutely was a mega superstar at this point. Do not forget the amount of effort Walt Disney went to get this story, to the rights of this story. He went to a lot of effort here. So a lot was riding on this movie. A lot was riding on the technology that was emerging. A lot was riding on the songwriters who wrote these songs and put this music together. There's just so much riding on this movie. It just had to have the right cast. Of course, David Tomlinson as Mr. Banks was a pretty amazing casting choice as well. And just, of course, he went on to do Bedknobs and Broomsticks, amongst a few others. The whole cast just really came together to create a beautiful story, you know, and $103 million box office from $6 million of cost is a pretty amazing thing. 30 Academy Award nominations, winning 5, including Best Picture. Julie Andrews as Mary Poppins, one of the best pairings of all time, and it's great to be able to pay tribute to not only the movie Mary Poppins, but to also Julie Andrews, who brought her character absolutely to life. We're going to continue on with Julie Andrews next time, because you know we've already had a few video clips. In fact, we've got 6 in the description below, including my last video on Julian Lennon. If you want a recap on him, feel free. But the world did not stop for Julie Andrews. In fact, very soon after this, the world was absolutely captivated, and the world has been captivated ever since by the Von Trapp family and The Sound of Music. We cannot do this series and not look at Julie Andrews in this iconic role of Maria. So that's where we're heading next time as we round out the Julie Andrews story. So if this is your first time to Life Reflections Your Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see you all here. So until next time, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.